Hello everyone, so this is my 1992 BT Tribune. This particular model is a touch-tone or DTMF version. As you can see, that's denoted by the star and hash keys. This particular model has recall, secrecy and last number redial, but some models only had two buttons. It may have been recall and secrecy or recall and last number redial, I can't remember off the top of my head. But this one has three, some only had two. The buttons have a nice sound to them as well. Very clunky 80s type buttons. You can see it's got a nice bit of old type British Telecom branding there. So this one is in the charcoal grey colour. I do have the original box, which is cool. As you can see, it was available in polar white, English red and charcoal grey. This version has a bell and of course, as I said, is touch tone, but some of them had a tone caller like an electronic ringer, or they were just pulse only. They didn't have DTMF signalling. So inside the box here we've got the little swing ticket that was on the handset card, which has the little approval thingy above it. It's got a nice bit of British Telecom branding. We have the manual here. That's nice. And the little bag that the phone was wrapped in. So it's all there. So that's nice to have. And the box is in really good condition as well. And of course it advertises the plug and socket system, which was still relatively new at this point. Well, when the Tribune came out anyway, in the late 80s. I'm not sure if you remember, but the red version, there was a British Telecom advert and there was this lady called Beatty in it. I can't remember what the actress was. She was relatively well known anyway, but they were quite comedic, a lot of the adverts that she did featuring this phone. But anyway, as I said, this is the charcoal grey version. Here's the handset. It's a very nice handset, very comfortable to hold. It's an all-electronic affair, of course, so you've got your electronic transmitter and receiver there. It's in excellent condition, isn't it? Look how shiny it is. I think it was brand new, I'm not too sure. It didn't look quite factory wrapped. It looked like it had been out the box, but I don't know if it has been used. It doesn't look like it. So since we have the handset off, underneath here, underneath the handset, you would have your number card, which I do have, but I've not put it in yet. I want to put my number on it, but I'm not going to put it on the original one. I'm going to photocopy it and then either type it on or fill it in with a pen. I'm not sure yet. I might even stamp it, but we'll sort that out at a later date. Here we have the hook switch. There's two of them, of course, but they work in conjunction with each other. On the back of the phone, you can see the cables come out in similar places. They are hardwired though, no modular on this phone. And at the back here, you could actually get a bracket which would fix on in these 2 points here with self-adhesive pads, and it would hold a watch receiver, so you could attach a watch receiver to this phone, so somebody else could listen in. So, excuse me. So your recall button worked on either a switchboard, or I'm assuming if you were on a party line, which I don't think that many people would have been at this point. Secrecy, if you press and hold it, it will cut out the transmit. On some models it didn't cut it out completely, it just dubbed it slightly, so you could still hear it, but it was very quiet. But this particular one, it will mute it altogether. So, you know, you can make your secret aside, saying it's that bastard mother of yours or whatever. Last number redial, of course, redials the last number you keyed in. But, yeah, I really like the style of these phones. It's very simple and basic, but I think it has a really nice, very 80s look to it. So underneath, just take the handset off again to make this easier. As you can hear, this particular version has a bell. It's just a single gong, and it's a bit naff really. It has a relatively nice sound to it. It's a little bit tinny, but the clapper isn't sort of like an armature type thing affair. It's just a little free sliding piece of metal that slides between the magnetism and, as you can hear, and it just hits the bell either side and the other. And the adjustment on the side here is just this little slide control. So as you slide this more towards the soft, of course the plus is the loudest setting, but as you slide it more towards the soft, it shortens the distance in which that little hammer can move back and forth, making the bell sound quieter or softer. And pushing it all the way up here to off, can't get the words out, shortens the distance that much that the clapper can't move, so of course the bell doesn't ring. It doesn't disconnect it or anything. So that's the bell. You got some nice branding here. It says Tribune, manufactured in the UK for British Telecom, which is always nice to see. So it's a 9801AR with a 1 Ren rated ringer. DFM was the manufacturer that made this, which was Dennis Ferranti Meters. As you can see there on the serial number, it was made in June 1992, so it's as old as my sister, this phone. There's the BT approval sticker, and I'm not sure what this was for. I've seen this on a lot of Tribunes and Viscounts. I'm not sure if it was something to do with when you rented the phones, although I don't think this phone was rented. I think it was purchased, so I'm not too sure. If anybody knows, you can let me know. On this side here is a switch which many phones had in the late 80s and 90s. You can change it between LD or loop disconnect, which is also pulse, MFE, which is multi-frequency earth recall, and multi-frequency timed recall, or MFT, which is what I've got it set on at the moment. Got your 4 little rubber feet, and you can see there where the cords come out, and that little screw there, you undo that and you can separate the casing and access the innards of the phone, which of course is all a printed circuit board affair. I mean, it was the 80s. The handset also comes apart. You'll just unscrew that little screw there, and you can separate the handset. I don't think these phones were really worked on. I think once they broke, people just binned them and got a new one. Unless it was rented, of course, which at this point I don't think they would have been in the 90s. Could be wrong. Of course, the handset's hardwired as well. So let's test the dial out and ring back. Hopefully you can hear the dial tone there. Okay. I suppose I'll show last number redial as well. Dial tone again. So there we go. And here's the ring. It's a bit tinny, isn't it? But it's quite nice though. As you can see, as I slide the control, it changes the sound slightly. That's all the way on soft. If I slide it all the way across, it stops it from ringing altogether. You can probably hear my 706 ringing upstairs. But there we go. That is the 1992 BT Tribune. So hopefully you enjoyed, and thanks very much for watching. Take care.